So, I did something that I have never done on this channel before, and that is delete a video. If you were one of the like 3 or 4 people that saw that video yesterday, it's whatever. It was getting down to the wire. It had already been a really long day, I will say. And I didn't have service the majority of the day, and then once I got over to my friend's house, still didn't have service, but didn't bother connecting to the Wi-Fi. We were hanging out, and I don't know why I'm setting it up like this. Like, it's really not even that big of a deal. But anyhow, yeah, and I ended up posting about just like a quick 4-minute video. It was like 11:30. I didn't want to leave my friend's house to record a video. Didn't have time in the morning. It was just a whole thing. So I asked my friend if I could go into his room to just record my video real quick. I actually told him I was about to take a call. He doesn't know about the channel yet. But anywho, went into his room, recorded a quick video, and I think like the what I shared in the video wasn't anything too crazy, but once I posted it and like said on it, it felt like too much. So I decided to delete it. If you are somebody who did not see that video, essentially I was talking about the fact that I went to hang out with one of my friends. We're having a good time. It was a whole group of us, and someone that I wasn't expecting ended up being there. And we ended up spending like a lot of time, not necessarily together, me and this person, but more time than I anticipated, and in a more intimate isn't even, I guess intimate is kind of the right word. It just ends up being a much deeper conversation than anything I probably would have thought of if I thought that we were going to be in the same room. So that's all. And yeah, I don't know. It was a short video. I knew it was going to tank in the algorithm anyway, but I actually was surprised that like 4 people saw it by the time that I deleted. And of course, it's a video that I was like, I don't know if this should be posted. But yeah, I decided to delete it. And I don't know. Again, the message of the video was fine. It was about how much I had grown and how proud of myself I was, how surprised I was at the situation, and like how things turned out. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I felt like I shared too many details in that video, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't feel right. So that one got taken down. It was up for like, I think because I waited until the next morning to delete it, it was probably up for a solid like 8 hours. And yeah, honestly, and I know this video is going to tank in the algorithm too, because who, other than the people that watch my channel regularly and other than the people who like know me personally, who know that this channel exists, which is only a couple people, are going to watch this, which is fine. That is fine. I don't need anybody else looking at this video. It's not one of those super informative, talking about life and the pursuit of happiness and all the, travel and yeah, so it's fine. I don't really know how I feel about it. This is me processing in real time. And also this is going to be a weird day anyway, because they're like multiple videos being posted like back to back to back to back to back. So if you see that, it is what it is today. Just, it's a lot. But yeah, like I don't feel any different about the growth. I still feel good about, how the situation was handled, but I do have, I guess, some interesting feelings around it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that video, but I will say that the other videos that are coming out today, I am very excited about. And I think by the time this one goes up, those should already have been posted. And now what's crazy, and I'm not gonna stop recording, but what's crazy is that I forgot to plug this into my phone. So you guys are also getting regular phone audio instead of my clear microphone audio. And I'm not re-recording this. This is the quality content that you guys come here for. Yeah. Anyway, I am very happy with the other 2 videos that I did. And I think I'm also processing a lot about this channel, the direction that I want to take it, what the next 200 and some odd days are going to look like, because I don't know, I feel very differently about daily posting now, or at least not necessarily the daily posting, but what I'm talking about, I think has changed quite a bit, and I'm trying to figure out if I like the change or if I don't. And I'm also trying to balance talking about what I want to talk about while also figuring out how to get the channel to a place where it's monetized and, you know, maybe I have valuable insight to make into like a product to sell. And I don't know, there's a lot to think about. I will say I'm still very proud of this. I'm still proud of it. I still like the thought most days of recording my video, and that's the honest truth. Some days, even though I know why I'm doing it, even though I still on most days have good motivation to continue doing it and I feel energized, there are also days when I wake up and I'm like, what the heck am I going to talk about today? Or there's also a bit of it where I have to get over the thought in the back of my head of like, why is this thought valuable enough to put out into the ether? You know, like, why do you feel self-important enough to make a 5, 10, 20-minute video about this random thing that you were just thinking about? And so there's a bit of that some days too. Some days I don't feel it nearly as much. And I'm like, you know what? Who cares? We're just putting out this video. And other days I feel a lot of, not necessarily anxiety. I will say my anxiety has decreased significantly in the last year. So it's not even like anxiety. It's just, I think it's the worry of like feeling self-important and like, why do my thoughts have to be heard? But like, that's not the point of the project. And I have to remind myself of that. Yeah, what else? I got like the most thoughtful comment ever on one of my videos, which any comments I get are always so appreciated. Yeah, it was like, it was long, it was thought out. It was one of those comments you could almost tell that as they were watching the video, they were typing away and like mentioning certain points in the video and like, I agree with this, and then this, that, and the other, and have you thought about this, and what about, you know, I love those thoughtful comments that like add to the conversation and, you know, makes you feel heard and seen on days that you just feel like you're talking into a void. Because I think it's only happened on one video when I actually allowed someone else to watch me record the video. And even still, it was on Zoom and the person was like, I muted myself so that they couldn't hear me, but they could still, you know, see my hand movements and me talking about whatever and I didn't even tell them what the topic was. Which also, shout out to that person, you know who you are. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It gave me a lot of encouragement, a lot to think about. And I appreciate that. So anytime anyone leaves a comment, even if I disagree with it, I still appreciate someone taking the time to write out something. I think I've only gotten like one semi troll comment, but even then, like, whatever. Thanks for adding to the engagement. Oh yeah. Anywho, I don't know how I've sat here and yapped for 10 minutes. This is another thing that I'm learning about myself through this journey is I already know I'm a yapper. That's one of the things yesterday before I posted the video. I said it multiple times over the course of that conversation, which by the way, went from like 2:30 p.m. maybe to like midnight. And if you don't know me personally, something that you should know is that so one of those things. I hate to say that like I'm known for it, but I'm one of those people that asks a lot of questions and tends to ask people very like deep questions that requires a level of like thought and self-analysis, and like it not always, but it tends to require you to interrogate your own like thoughts and opinions and perspectives on the world, right? It's like my favorite thing to do, which eventually I know it's on my list of videos on my list of videos here, about like how much small talk bothers me and how much I really appreciate when I can have deep conversations with people. And the fact that, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of the time that we spent over at my friend's house was playing games. Like we played Uno, we played Speed, we played Imposter. I'm sorry, I thought I just heard something at my back door. Excuse me. It's probably a good idea that, or good that the mic wasn't right up against my mouth, but anyway. But yeah, just like the rest of the time was spent with me asking questions about our childhoods and our previous relationships and what we've learned about ourselves in the last year, and what aspect of your life are you the most proud of right now? What are you most excited about, you know, looking at the next year of your life? Like what, I don't know. You know, what do you want your life to look like once you reach this point? What's your next big goal? What's just all sorts of questions. What was like the biggest lesson that you had in the last year? What was the biggest mistake? And then of course, because I'm the yapper that I am, I attract friends that are also yappers. And it's one of the things that I'm most proud of in terms of my friend group. Like I think my friends are really good people, but most of them are also really skilled conversationalists in a way that I really, really appreciate. Like it brings so much warmth to my heart to know that I've befriended people who are so thoughtful and analytical and self-aware and self-analytical in terms of, I'm sure there's a better word for it, but they spend a lot of time interrogating their thoughts and their opinions on things. And I kind of wish more people in the world were like that. I think the world would be a better place if more of us didn't stick so strong to our guns that we never stopped and took a moment and thought like, okay, what's the logic behind why I feel a certain way? What are other perspectives about this thing? And are there potential changes that I need to make in my way of thinking, in my opinion, in my view of this thing or this person? Yeah. Anywho, getting very off topic from what I started talking about, but I think that's what I mean in terms of, you know, appreciating those thoughtful comments. Just, yeah, because you feel like you're talking into the void sometimes, and even though you see the number of views go up, it just, yeah, it takes it to a new level. So I appreciate that person as well. Yeah. I think that's it. I have yapped about everything and nothing for the past 15 minutes. I think it's time to go to sleep. So thank you if you're still here. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.